In today's video, we're going to be installing a Honda OEM air filter in our Acura NSX. So what we have is we have the air box over here, and we have some 8mm captive bolts. And what that means is that when you take them out, they just kind of come out a little bit. They don't come out completely, and that's why they call them captive. And then you have some plastic hosing that you want to be careful with, and then you have your intake rubber boot that we're essentially going to have to compress. All right, so the reason why you're going to need the extension is because it's going to be really important to get to the ones back here, but we're going to start off with the ones that we could get. So this is what I was talking about as far as captive. You know it's out when you kind of move it up and down. And then I'm gonna come over here, do the same thing. Now, these are on here pretty tight, but since I'm super strong, I could get them off without a ratchet. I know some of you guys might need a breaker bar for these, but... All right, so over here is one of the bolts that I was talking about, one of the captive bolts. All right. Now at this time, what I'm gonna do is, if you look over here, there is a hose. You start off with the hose, and then there's an intermediate plastic hosing. What you wanna do is you just wanna be careful when you wanna pop it off, right? Ugh. Just like that. It's gonna be one right here. It's kind of hard to see it, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go ahead and pop it off. Remember, just be careful. Boop. And there's gonna be a breather hose, or I think that goes to the evap canister. And what we're gonna do is, this is rubber, we're just gonna kind of pull it off. And that's gonna be really important because we're gonna be able to get to one of the last captive bolts right here. Using my extension, I'm gonna go ahead and loosen it up. You have to kind of play accordion with this, but you're gonna remove your old filter. Now, before you put the air filter in, you just wanna make sure that you look inside here and that there's not a bunch of leaves or a bunch of random stuff in there. Luckily for us, some cars, the design is just a square, so you know, you get confused, but this has kind of a cutout right here, and that's gonna help us out because we're gonna match it up with our air box. I like to do everything gentle, and that was super easy. Now it's in there. Let me get a light so you guys can see. You have to kind of play accordion with this, with the duct, because you have to carefully, and the key word is carefully, position everything back in here. So I am not tightening him all the way down quite yet. I'm just getting him down pretty well. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a final inspection just to make sure that I didn't pinch anything, that nothing's sticking out. I'm even putting my hands in here, feeling everything out, and everything feels pretty good. So, of course, with a lot of things, there's torque specs, but this is one of those things where you just kind of feel it out. You don't wanna go too tight. I'm doing it finger tight, and that's why you really don't need the ratchet unless you need to take them off, and like I said, you haven't tried my workout program. All right. And then we have one more here. And that's it. Now we're gonna go ahead and put all our rubber hoses and stuff back up in. There we go. We're gonna place these here. My light is being a little finicky. And this one right here. Boom. All right, the air filter's changed out, the captive bolts are tightened down, and our hoses, both plastic and rubber, are back on. A quick thing, look at this air box, this sticker right here. I bought that from Mita Motorsports. If yours is peeling or loose or anything like that, they do have a replacement for that. Well, thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. I hope this video helps out any new NSX owners out there. If you found our channel, we have all kinds of videos for the NSX, so make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and we appreciate you watching. You take care, and we'll see you soon.